Hello everyone, today we are here with Abii. This is a conversation about spirituality in America. I know everyone is hustling these days and people are celebrating hustling, right? And this is a conversation like beyond the religions. So, spirituality is not always related to religion. So, spirituality in America beyond the religions with Abii. Abii is a healer, Abii is a psychic, Abii is a telepathic, Abii is an artist, and Abii is a nutritionist, whatnot. Abii is everything. And there we go.
Yes, thank you guys all so much for being here with us today. I believe that even though you're watching through a screen, you're still with us in spirit. So thank you so much for being a part of this conversation. And I'm really excited to get started.
Yes, the audience we are talking to today, most of them are NRIs. NRIs are non-resident Indians. So we all are the immigrants who came from India to America and started our new lives here. So to start with the first question, when a person moves from one country to another, does their energy shift?
Absolutely. When you are uprooting yourself from a whole system and way of being, food, family, culture, the streets, the practices, and then you get integrated into a new place, you're in a whole new system. Just the basics of life that we learned, how things move, how they operate. They all operate from a system beyond what we can see. Actually, we only see about 0.007% of everything that's actually there.
True, I agree. There is a lot out there to see.
Yeah, that we don't see. So really being able to allow yourself some grace to know that there's a lot more going on than we can perceive. So it's good to be gentle with life, also because our energy impacts all of life. It's not just like we feel and we experience. I believe that we're one collective unit of humans on this earth, and we're all in this together.
Yes. Moving forward, the next question, why do immigrants such as NRIs or anyone who moves from a different country to this country, even if they are so successful, why do they feel so disconnected and lonely?
Because success and belonging are two very different things. You can have the job, the home, the visa, and still feel invisible. I think when we move, we're not really taught how to grieve the past life that we left behind. And grief sometimes can masquerade itself as loneliness.
And there is this thing called spiritual vibration. Can geography affect the spiritual vibration?
So, spiritual vibration is the energy that we carry. So, it's the thoughts, the invisible things, the emotions that change how you operate and the feeling that people experience when you walk into a room.
As you're mentioning, do places like this, India or America, do places specifically hold energy?
Yes, for sure. So, think about walking into a grand temple versus walking into a corporate office. So, places absolutely hold energy from the people who have been there, the intentions that were set while they're there, and really just even the history of the creation of the walls. And the people in ancient civilizations knew this, and we're just now remembering.
Also, catching up on your previous point, how is America spiritually different from India?
So, India's spirituality is more ancestral and collective. It's in the daily life, it's in the rhythm, it's in the streets, it's in the buildings, it's in the culture. Whereas America's spirituality is more individualized and personal. So, we have like yoga studios or self help books or wellness apps. Both are valid paths. In America, you do have to seek it individually, whereas more in India, it kind of finds you.
Nice. People these days currently are running with their busy lives. They're working 9 to 5, they're struggling for the next day, they're having a lot of tensions. So my question is constant hustle like this is blocking spiritual growth?
Without question, spirituality requires stillness, whereas hustle culture glorifies noise. When you're always achieving, you never stop to ask why you're achieving or who you're even becoming in the process. And this hustle can become its own kind of spiritual bypass, overlooking what's really there in the sake of succeeding more. For what? For who?
I always observe a lot of people. They are running with two things at the same time. They are having a fear of job or fear of visa status at one point. At the same time, they're manifesting for the job or manifesting for the visa they want. So when they're having both things at the same point, can fear of visa or job insecurity affect aura or the manifestation they are going for?
Fear is one of the most powerful energies that we can carry. When you're operating out of fear, especially existential fear like visa anxiety, it puts your body into a survival mode. Your nervous system is now thinking that it's not safe to exist. And then when you're operating out of the scarcity, it most certainly shapes the way that you behave and the outputs and what you experience around you. Because when you think and behave from lack, you're going to experience that. And it's not that the universe is punishing you, but it kind of just becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
People these days are very ambitious, ambitious regarding their success, ambitious regarding their happiness in comparison to others. How do someone balance this ambition and inner peace?
You separate your worth from your output. Ambition, when it comes from inspiration, is a beautiful driving force. But when it comes from fear or when it comes from trying to prove yourself, your ambition can actually become destructive. Inner peace isn't the absence of drive. It's knowing that even if everything were to fall apart, that you would still be okay.
People wish to be successful. They want to be successful like anything. But once they become successful, why do successful people feel anxious all the time?
You can achieve success externally when the internal work is never done. It almost kind of becomes like a distraction, chasing success or chasing the next thing, and then you're left inside without tending to your inner self and what's really going on within you, which is, in my opinion, the whole goal and purpose of life. We have many purposes beyond that, but the main purpose, I feel like, is to understand and take care of ourselves, right? And learn about how to love ourselves, because through loving ourselves, we learn how to love everything and everyone.
So here in America, 80% of the jobs are corporate, right? People work a lot, people work all the day, they keep thinking about the tech, new generations, new technology and stuff. But in this corporate, why do people feel drained in this whole corporate life?
Because most corporate environments ask you to serve a version of yourself that isn't even real. You shrink, you code switch, you suppress. It's not the actual work that's exhausting you, it's the mask and the whole show that you're having to put on that's draining, that's not real and life giving.
So, if an NRI or an immigrant feels lost in America, what are the three things they should do?
Grieve openly. Don't be scared to miss your home or miss the way that things were, but also give yourself the grace to acknowledge that all things can be made new and you can learn how to incorporate things in a new place in a new way that's still incorporating the familiar and the ways of the past and make harmony in the now moment. Find a community, people who understand the duality of living between two different worlds. And third, connect with the practices that anchored you before you left. So the prayers, the meditation, cooking your grandmother's meal, try to root yourself again deliberately.
Everyone has intuition, literally everyone, but a lot of them don't realize they have it. What exactly blocks people from intuition?
Noise, overthinking other people's opinions. We were all born intuitive, like you said, but like children understand so many things beyond even the words that we say. But it's kind of culturally pushed out of us. A lot of times now we're trusting data and facts over feelings more.
True that people, whoever these days are feeling anxious or anything, they're going towards ChatGPT and asking the AI what to do next.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like this ability to go within and see things through from it, because it's almost like we say here's like our block and we're seeing everything out this way. We're always looking out what's right in front of us, but like there is a whole world going on within us and we are so precious. We have so much knowledge within and we have the spirit of God within us.
Yes.
If you're able to go within and seek and keep developing that skill of accessing your intuition, you can ask questions all day and receive answers, and you can distinguish whose voice you're hearing. Is it my thought? Is this my mom's thought? Is this a cultural thought? Is this the voice of God? Is this the voice of something that's negatively trying to influence me? You can ask the voices, are you sovereign? Are you here to help me? From the things that you hear when you have thoughts, is this thought here to support me? Is this a thought from God? And you can kind of just be asking yourself questions and then develop that skill to distinguish what the different voices are, and pray that you get to hear more from God, that you can open up your ears, open up your eyes, open up your heart, loosen your walls so that you can actually hear and understand God's voice. And because that is the intuition right inside, it's the God within you that you're accessing.
I totally agree. People don't realize the God within and keep searching for the God outside. Even in India, there is a saying called Aham Brahmasmi, means I am the God. So the God is within.
Yes. God is in everything, not just us. It's in every single thing that was created. Like, it's so crazy to wrap your brain around, especially because people dwell over darkness and say, how could that be God? And, you know, how could this even be? And then when you go deep into your intuition within, you find that even the darkest things can bring some of the greatest liberations at the end of the day. And some of the darkest things can push us into seeking greater levels of love. Some of the countries in the world, third world countries that struggle the most, they have the biggest smiles on their faces. And we'd look over there and be like, how could they even be happy? But it's sometimes through that hardship where God shows up in an even bigger way, and people actually see it and comprehend it because they have the space and the openness to be able to feel it. They're not just busy and so focused on everything else, but the spirit of love that is there.
Yes, I totally agree with you. I completely second that. I would like to ask you one thing. Can you sense the energy shift? If so, can you show us how does it happen?
So yes, we can definitely sense the energy and how it shifts. Most people do sense this, but they dismiss it. So maybe they walk into a room and they instantly feel heavy, or they talk to someone and they feel at ease. Those are really things that are working behind the scenes that make us feel certain ways. And how you can really sense the shifts in energy is really asking for your eyes to be open, for your sensory abilities to be brought to life. We really just can receive these things once we ask. And then also, yeah, not just asking, but then sitting in a place of receiving it. So say, I really want to be able to shift, to sense the shift of energy. Can I, universe, like God, can you help me do that? Like, open my abilities. I want to be able to do that. And then sit there for a moment and say, okay, start with yourself. Just close your eyes and say, all right, what is the energy like in my heart? How does it flow amongst me? What is the heaviness feelings? What are the lightness feelings? Then I want you to imagine that there's a bright sun in the center of your heart, and that the sun starts to move through your heart, and sense how the energy shifts with the sun now. With the sun shining over every area, just notice how the energy shifts in your heart. And you can influence all things with the sun and light and make them all feel better.
That's so lovely and that's so encouraging and positive too, right?
Yes.
Yes, you literally, made a day to a lot of people who are hustling, who are feeling anxious, who are feeling low. Whoever watch this can get that one spark, one glory of positivity inside them and go for the next day, right?
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much for your
Thank
time. Thank you
you.
for so much for spending here for the questionnaire.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's such a pleasure to be on this journey with you all, and everything that we get to grow and experience together, and know that we're in this together. We're not alone. We're not hustling and striving for nothing. It all matters. And once you connect back to yourself and to your heart and to your mission, everything starts to feel like joy and overflow.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
So I have started something called human connections, connections over the content. I started meeting a lot of people across the USA, trying to make friends and bringing that human connections, promoting human connections. So what do you say about human connections and how do they help us?
Really, a lot of the hatred kind of fades and your whole reality will shift. Every time I talk to everyone now, it feels like family, whereas before it felt like strangers.
Yes.
But if you find that common thread of love between each person you met, no matter what language you speak, and put yourself out there in love and don't be afraid to reach out because they are you anyways. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just get to see love through myself and love myself through others, and love gets to spread and get bigger, and it's not even about me or them, but about the presence amongst us.